What's going on, everybody? Only Mike here, and I'm over at the Game Creator, and I'm bringing you another quest tutorial. This is not going to be part of the survival series at this point in time. The next episode that is coming for that, we are going to be doing stone axe, um, chopping down trees, and different things like that, giving the tree health value, giving the stone axe health value, and everything else. So we're going to have a couple things to make in that. But in this one, we're going to be doing a mini RPG series, okay? I see a lot of people asking about RPGs, character setup, this and that. And I wanted to do a nice little tutorial for everyone. And, mixed with my other weapons tutorial, um, you'll be able to combine this and make something pretty decent. Um, So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, if you don't have Quest downloaded, please go and download it now. If you have a downloadable, or if you have a computer that you can actually download it on. If not, I'm sorry if you're on the online editor and that's your only choice to use. I'm sorry, this is not going to be the tutorial for you because setting up attributes and things like that are a lot different compared to the offline version. The offline version offers you a lot more leeway and a lot more functionality when it comes to making these games. All right, so first of all, what we want to do, we want to go to textadventures.co.uk. That's going to bring you up this window right here. If you don't have an account, you can make an account, but you don't have to. I recommend just making one just because if you're going to be making games, obviously you're going to want to publish them. If you want to publish them, you will need an account. So let's go to create. Click the create button. All right, and we're going to create a new quest game. Or actually, go to quest, I'm sorry, up here where it says my games, quest. Go to quest. It's going to bring you to a window like this. And you're going to download Quest for Windows or whatever kind of, if you're using Mac or whatever, then download it for that. Download it. Once it's downloaded, open it up, and you'll be faced with something like this, but without all these tabs over here. This is my junk. And anyways, like I said, we're going to be doing an RPG test. I did this a little bit earlier. I ran through it myself, and so we're going to make that. So let's go up here. Okay, and what's going on right quick, guys? I wanted to show you what we'll be making overall. And this isn't totally complete, but we're doing the setup now, so I wanted to show you guys really quick what we'll be doing. And let's play. Let's play. There we go. Okay, so when we play, we can choose our class. So choose your class. We got mage, warrior, ranger. It says, you choose mage. Are you sure you want to be a mage? We can choose yes or no. If we choose no, it's going to let us reselect our class. Okay, then we can choose warrior. Do you want to be a warrior? Sure, why not? Okay. You can see a mage and a ranger. Oh, okay. Don't pay attention to that. We'll do something else about that. Don't worry about that. It's asking us now, what is your name? So if we come here and we type Mike, hit enter. So your name is Mike. We say, no, my name's not Mike. It's Deb. And then we hit enter. And so your name is Deb? Sure, why not? Okay, hello, Deb. Choose your gender. So are you male? Male? No, I don't want to be a male. Be a female. You sure you want to be a female? Yes. Okay, so you are a female warrior who goes by the name of Deb. Select your ability score to add points in. You have 6 available. Okay, and then we'll be brought with this screen. I haven't continued it on from here, but anyways, guys, that's what we're going to be making, and then we'll continue on and we'll be able to assign the points and everything else. Back to the video. It's going to be a text adventure game type, and the game name, I'm just going to name this one RPG Demo. Actually, not all caps. There we go. RPG Demo. What I will do after I am totally done with this, I will upload this file to my file share, and then you guys can download it. I'll also put it on the website in the forums too, so if anyone's nervous or whatever, you know, you don't have to be nervous. I'm not going to give you infected stuff. Anyways, okay, we made our name. Let's open it. This is just going to be the initial setup. This is going to be a couple part series, and getting this set up. And basically what we're going to be creating, we're going to be making rooms. We're going to be making rooms as storage devices, as like file storage. So what I mean by that is if you watched any of my other tutorials, you will see how I use rooms as basically like a file storage. It's to hold all your items, your weapons, your this, your that, different categories, you know, so it's easy to reference back to them. It's easy to find them. When you go to store something, it's, you know, you got a room designated to store those items that you're never going to go into. So yeah, you won't have to worry about any of that. So what we want to do, starting off here, is that we want to go to advanced. So click your plus on advanced, and then we want to go to object types, and then we're going to add an object type here. Okay, and what is this going to be called? This is going to be called character select. Actually, character class, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to name this character class. Okay, and in this character class, we're going to have a few different attributes that we're going to add. We're going to have a strength, dex, intelligence, HP, and equipment. So, and armor. So what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be we're going to have a set of stats that is going to base off of our attacks and our defenses along with our armor and everything else. So this is going to mesh pretty well together. It's a very basic system, but it's a very simple system as well. So if you don't know how to use libraries or anything like that, then this is perfect for you. If you do know how to use the libraries, I recommend the Pixies Combat Library, which is really nice. It's already set up. It's set up for magic and melee weapons and everything else. But anyways, let's get to it now. So first thing we want to add is we're going to add HP. Or no, we're going to add, yeah, we'll add HP. This is going to be our hit points. We're going to turn that into an integer. Let's add another one. I'm going to call this one armor. Armor. And we're going to turn this into a, yeah, we'll turn this into an integer. Okay, and then we're going to add, and we might end up changing this armor later on, because I'm thinking I want to have an armor rating. Okay, and then your armor, which is going to be a status attribute, which you'll see during gameplay, which the armor will say what you are currently wearing, and then its armor rating. So I'll show you guys how to do that later on, but right now we'll just stick to this for now. So we're going to add a new attribute. This attribute is going to called strength. We're going to abbreviate it caps STR for strength integer. We're going to do dex, DEX, oops, DEX for dexterity. We're going to add another one, INT for intelligence, integer. Let's add a couple more. We're going to call this one health. Use a lowercase, just because we know what I like to do is my capital ones. I like to use those for my status attributes, whereas my lowercase ones, my lowercase attributes, I use, you know, behind the scene. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Well, not here in a minute, in my next episode. This is just basic setup, okay? So, all right, so now we need to add a max health. Max health. There we go. Both of these are going to be integers. Sorry, health and max health are both integers. And we're going to make another attribute. We're going to call it class. This is going to be what your character class is. That's going to be of the string type. Now we need to add another one. This is going to be called points. And this is going to be an integer. And we're going to set this one right now to 6. So you can click up to 6. You can just type 6, whatever you want to. Just make sure it's 6. This is just the basics for now. You can make it whatever you want, honestly. This is just mine, okay? So you can make it 24 if you want to. Anyways, let's add another attribute. Last one, equipment. 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 Okay. That's probably spelled wrong. Equipment. Nah. Okay. Oh well. Even if it is, it doesn't matter. And what we're going to change this to is an object. There we go. Object. And we're going to change this to player for now. Okay. If we don't change that to anything, it's going to cause everything to go haywire. And it will not work right. So just change that to player for right now. And then we'll change it once we make our characters. Okay, so what we want to do now is that we want to go and add a room. So go up top, find your room button, and we're going to say characters. We're going to call this one characters. This is going to hold our class of characters. Okay, but first we want to add another room. Call this one weapons. Another room, we'll call this one basic items. Basic items. And actually let's underscore basic underscore items so it separates those two. Let's make us another room. We will call this health items. Health underscore items. And once again, if you guys haven't watched any of my previous videos on tutorials or whatever, I tell you that my keyboard has no lights. As much as I want my lights to come back on, they don't show up. So it's very hard to see them. Very hard to see my keys. So, yeah, if you're like, why is he typing like a 2-year-old? That's why. Okay, now we want to add another room. This room will be called armor. Armor. Okay, and then let's add one more. This is going to be the room that we are transported to. Once we do everything that we want to do, we're going to be transported to this room, and then we can start the game. Okay, so room, we're going to call this entrance floor. Entrance floor. Entrance floor. Okay, there we go. Now, under characters, first thing we want to do, okay, you click on your characters room and hit add object. Okay, you see how it parents to the characters? Okay, this is what we want. We want our characters to go in this room. So the first character we're going to make is a mage. M-A-G-E, or it could be wizard, or it can be cleric, or it can be whatever you want to. These are the 3 base classes I'm using. I'm only making 3. I'm making a mage, a warrior, and a ranger. So you guys can make whatever you want to, but this is the basics I'm putting out there for now. So mage, we got us a mage now. So first thing we want to do with mage is that we're going to say type, it's going to be an inanimate object. Don't worry about that right now. Let's go over to features. Let's go to player can become this object. Click that. And then see how we got this player tab now? We're going to click that player tab. And under player cannot be a player, we want to say can be player. Okay. And then we want to go to the attributes tab. And we want to go inherited types. So we click add inherited types, and we're going to inherit the type that we made over here, the object types. So let's go character class, and it should just pop right up. and then you hit OK. So once we hit OK, you can see down here how it populated our attributes tab with all these attributes that we made in this object type. So what we want to do here is that we're going to go ahead and set up a few things. So first, let's go to the bottom, equipment, and we're going to set this up to, oh, we don't have our equipment yet. So we'll wait on that. We'll just wait a second. That's fine. Under class, we're going to type mage. So M-A-G-E. Max health, we're going to type 20. Health, we're going to type, let's just type 10 just to, just so you guys can see the different variants. All right, so you can see your health to max health, okay, and you'll see the difference between them. You'll see 10 and 20 versus, you know, if you set them both to 20 right now. And you can change that once you get to start. Like I said, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes so you guys can see what you're doing. Strength, dex, intelligence, excuse me, we're not going to set any of those up right now because we want to be able to assign points to those later on. Armor, we're not doing nothing with that. HP, oh, that's right, we need to change HP. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back down to character class. Let's go back to HP. Okay, so yeah, find your object types, character class, and then HP. And then what we want to do, we want to change this from an integer to a string. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So now that we got that in there, let me open this up. Okay, yeah, we're all good. All right, so that should be about it for that part. Let's go back to mage. Sorry, attributes. Okay, so now what we want to do, now that we have all this set up, we need to set up our status attributes. Okay, so first what we're going to do is add. And what we're going to add is HP. Make sure it's spelt the same as the attribute below. Okay, that's very important. If not, you're going to be talking about a different attribute and it's not going to know what you're talking about. So make sure your spelling is correct. Then we're just going to hit enter, leave the value blank. Okay, and then boom. And then you should have HP pop up right there. So what we're going to do, we're going to add another one and we're going to call this one armor. Armor. Blank. And then we'll add another one, and we'll call this one the strength, S-T-R, all caps, blank. Same thing, dex, and intelligence, I-N-T. And we'll add another one, and this one's going to be called equipment. Equipment. Hit OK, OK, and I believe that is it for that part. Okay, so now what this means is now when we select our character, whatever character we are, we're going to see all these status attributes pop up. So if I was to start the game right now, all we're going to see is the players, okay, which is going to be nothing. But if we were to change the player, it would show up with these. So if you want me to, we'll go right quick and I'll show you guys. So what we're going to do when we first start is that we're going to run a script or wait, and then when we press continue, it's going to change our player. Okay, so let's we scroll down. Oh wait, objects. So it's right under output, and then you go down to objects, and we want to change player object, and we're going to select mage. Okay. Now this is not going to be in the game. I'm just showing you guys what the status attributes actually do. So if we push play right now, okay, we see that we have nothing over here. There's nothing inventory, nothing anywhere. Okay, but if we hit continue, boom, stats. So now we got our HP, armor, dex, intelligence, and our equipment is object player. So that's obviously wrong, but that's what's going to happen. So let's delete that start script from the game if you guys made it. If not, that's fine. Alright, now what we want to do, we want to make two more characters. So you're going to highlight Mage. You're going to come up to the copy button, hit copy. You're going to paste it once and then twice. Come to Mage 1, go to Setup. Let's erase it. And we're going to type in Warrior. Okay. And then we're going to click on the Mage 2. And same thing under Setup. Under Name, we're going to type Ranger. Change that name to Ranger. Okay. And then we're going to save it. So now we got all this saved up. We got us a Mage, a Warrior, and a Ranger. So let's go to Warrior. Let's go to Attributes. Okay, we're going to change this max health. We're going to change max health to 40. His health to 30. Okay, and his class is going to be Warrior. So all we did was change the health value to 30, the max health to 40, and then the class to Warrior. Alright, so we're going to go over to Ranger and do the same thing, but of course the class is going to be Ranger. Health is going to be, what I set that other one, so we'll do this one 25. Let's see, 30. Actually, we'll do him 20. Let's do 20. And then his max health can be 30. There we go. 30, and now let's save. Now we have 3 different class of characters. They all have different hit points, and yeah, they're all about to have different equipment. So now we need to make the weapons that they're going to be equipped with when they start. So weapons, we're going to create an object. Object is going to be sword. And then we're going to create another object. This is going to be staff. And then we'll create one more object in this room, and it's going to be called bow. And of course, your sword goes to your warrior, staff goes to your mage, and your bow goes to your ranger. So if we go back over to our characters now, we can set that up. So we go down to our equipment, and we want to change this player. So if you're on the mage like I am, okay, go to your mage, go to equipment, and find staff. Wherever I put the staff, where are you at? There you are. Staff. So now our equipment will be a staff instead of object player. So we're going to go to warrior. We're going to change that. Equipment. We're going to change that to sword. And then ranger. And where you at equipment. Change player to bow. And save it. There we go. Now our characters are set up with their weapons. Okay. So now we want to make some health potions. Alright, and you know what? We can wait on all that. We're going to hold off on this, and when we come back next time, actually right now, what we'll go ahead and do is that we'll set those up. Okay, let's go to object types. I'm sorry. Let's go to weapon type. Let's say weapon type. Okay, under object types, you want to add another object type. Okay, and we're going to call it weapon type. Okay, and then we're going to click object types again. We're going to add another one. This is going to be called health item. And then we're going to create another object type, and it's going to be called armor type. And then we'll do one more, and we'll just call this one item data. This will be all your basic item data held in one spot, and then you'll have you know, different items like your health items and stuff like that, which will carry the other ones, and your armor and your weapon and blah 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 blah. So we could have done this first to save us some time, Okay, we're not going to set up anything in these other 4 that we just made. Okay, I just wanted to make them to get them out of the way, because what we're going to have to do now under the weapons, we have to add that weapon type to each individual one. Okay, so we didn't set it up like we did the character class and we made one character and then we copied and pasted, which makes it so much easier. I know it sounds horrible, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, but you know, it gets so repetitive. You can't find a better way than copy and paste. I'm sorry, you just can't. So what we could have done was ended up making one sword inherit this type, okay, which would be weapon type, and then copy paste, and these two would have automatically inherited that type. But since we didn't, now we need to go to sword, come up to your top of your tabs, find attributes, inherited types. We want to call weapon type. So weapon type. There we go. Now we'll have any attribute that we add in weapon type, it will become in this weapon. Okay, we're going to go to staff. We're going to do the same thing. Weapon type. And then we're going to go to bow. Do the same thing. Inherited types. Weapon type. And there we go. Okay, now under health items, we want to make a new object. So we're going to create a new object. We're going to call this potion. Potion underscore capital L for light underscore cure. Okay, so this will be like a light cure. So potion L cure. All right, so we're going to have this highlighted, or actually we want to go, yeah, to the potion L cure. We want to go to the attributes, inherited types, and we're going to inherit the health item. Okay, and then in our health item later on, what we'll do for the object types is that we're going to add if it cures poison, if it cures health, if it has this value, that value. It's going to have a couple different values that we'll be able to cure. And yeah, so what we want to do now is highlight our potion L cure, our light cure, and we want to copy, paste it, and then paste it again. So that way we have 2 more versions of it. And we're going to select Cure 1, go to Setup, and we're going to highlight this L part, and we're going to say capital M for Moderate Cure, and delete that 1, and save it. Okay, so you see how that changed over here? So now we want to go to the bottom one, our L Cure 2, and then of course we want to erase that 2, and then go to the L, erase that, and we're gonna say C for critical. No, we'll say S for severe cure. No, I'm gonna use C. I'm sorry, guys. I'm using C because in my demo I'm using C, so I'll use C. That way it doesn't confuse myself. Let's save that now. There we go. Now that's saved. Now we got one more thing to do. Okay, it's our armor. We're gonna make 3 different types of armor. We're going to make cloth, leather, and chainmail. So let's do that right quick. Add objects, cloth. We're going to go to attributes tab, inherited types, armor, armor type, hit OK. All right, now we want to highlight cloth, copy it, paste it, and then select cloth 1, go to setup, I'm going to erase that, we're going to name it leather. And then under number 2, the cloth 2, we're going to highlight that and we're going to say chainmail. Chainmail. So I assume if you know video games or anything like that about games, that's why you're watching this, you can obviously tell cloth is going to go to your mage, leather's going to go to your ranger, and chainmail is going to go to your warrior. Okay, but we'll get into the rest of the setup later on. Oh shoot, we got 4 more things to do. We're not going to do any setup here, but we're going to make a couple functions, okay? We're not going to add any script to the functions. So let's go down to your functions tab, hit add. We're going to, this one's going to be called character select. Character select. This is going to be our select menu for our character selection menu. Go to functions. Let's add another one. We're going to say naming character. Oops, character. Because we want to be able to name our character. Go to function. We're going to add another one. And we're going to say choosing gender for all who want to be male or female. Oops, I'm sorry. I was rendering another video. My bad. Okay, so we're call that one choosing gender, and then hit OK, because we want to be able to know, if you want to be male or female. And we're going to add one more for now, and it's going to be called assign points. And this function is going to be where we assign our attribute points for our strength, our dex, and our intelligence. Now you'll be able to choose your class. I think I might start off with that, or you can just no, yeah, that's the way we'll do it. We'll have it to where you can pick your points from the very get-go. So if you want all your points in the strength or all your points in the intelligence, or if you want to split it up to 2 and 2, okay, because we used 6 points, remember? So if we use 2, 2, and 2, for each attribute, then we'll be fine. Our ability score, whatever you want to call it, the strength, dex, and intelligence, we can have 2 points in each of those if we wanted. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this opening tutorial, and be sure to join me next time to when we actually start scripting some of the logic into this, which is going to be your character selection, your naming your character, and being able to choose your gender and assign your points. Those are going to be coming up, and until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did. Please share it and all that good jazz. And until next time, guys, thanks so much for joining me. Later.